any electric motor that's out there in the world right now, it's made with a copper winding. Expensive kind of copper, as we know. It's 50% more
Mm-hmm.
expensive today than it was this morning. And we remove all of that madness of windings and complex kind of infrastructure to build that, and we utilize printed circuit boards, which we see right here, like the kind of the green board you see back of the computer,
Right.
and we use it in etchings. And I'm going to turn this in the profile so your users can see it, and those that are listening, this is super ultra thin.
Wow.
So we are like 7 to 8% of the total copper used in a traditional wound motor. And as a result of that, our software helps people print these things. They actually print these at a PCB house. And then our clients who have mechanical skills and the ability to assemble take these units, and they make them into electric motors that are used in gaming, robotics, HVAC, pumps, automation, haptics. So we have a pretty diverse group of clients. But as far as our discussion today, we do a lot of our work does support HVAC and air movement.
Which makes sense in terms of all the data centers that are being built out. For those who are listening on radio, and you did a great job, Brian, of saying how thin it is, but that's basically it. It was like a thin disc. Like if we all just think about, I don't even, it's pretty flat. So, to give us an idea. Well, wait a minute. So how much of your business is increasingly supporting HVAC for those data centers, right? That we know, we've all talked about the amount of computing that's going on. It creates a ton of heat. How much of that, is that where a lot of growth is right now? Just give us an idea.
Yeah, I think for us, our growth is really around businesses and enterprises that want to innovate.
Mm-hmm.
So we're fortunate to have a couple of key players in the HVAC air movement space that are very innovative. They put a lot of money into R&D. They've been working with our technology for several years, and they're now commercializing it with their distributors and with their clients. The data center market, when I was fortunate to be involved with it when I was the CEO of a company called Source One, which got acquired by Veolia. And, we had energized 35, 50 million square feet of data center space. But back then, and this is the early 2000s, a 50,000 square foot data center was big. But now that's a very small data center. And you're looking at most data centers now that are being built are the size of a Walmart. And there's enough energy in there. So next time you see a Walmart, that's enough energy for both the towns of Rockville and Garden City. So picture a bedroom community outside of New York of 50,000 people, and everything that they use, all those residences, all those businesses would use the same amount of power that you would see in a Walmart, the building that size. That's how, when people throw the numbers around, that's how exponentially big this power consumption is. And in our technology, in some small way, we're able to address it at the facility level with very efficient motors. So we're super tight, super light. So this way you can actually move more air. And then recently we filed some additional kind of technology and patents where we can actually offer cooling at the chip level within these like servers. So if you guys went into a data center, you would see thousands and thousands of what they look like, these college refrigerators, and inside them are all these servers and basically computers. Right. And inside the computers are a bunch of chips, and the chips need to get the heat out. So we actually have technology now, so we can do everything on the macro level, from large giant pumps and big plenum HVAC fans, all the way down to the chip board level, where we can actually place our etching within that integrated circuit and offer direct cooling on the chips. So for us, we hear about data center explosion. We're getting it on both ends. It's going to be rosy days for us.
Hey, Brian, one reason we like to talk to folks like you who serve all these different customers is to get a gauge on how these customers are spending money, how they're buying. What's the strength of your order book right now compared to, say, 6 months ago?
Oh, that's a great question. We got a little headwind early in the year where we had the, change in the administration and a little bit of tariff stuff, but that's settled down. So my guess is we're going to grow 50, 60% year over year.
Wow.
We've done that the last couple of years. And again, I think that kind of resonates with the fortunate clientele that we have, which is they're always innovating. Even if there's bumps in the economy, they're always innovating. And when you see kind of volatility in the marketplace, because our offering is software, we kind of bust through all those physical barriers, right? So if we have a client that has a facility in Europe where it's unfavorable tax treatment or unfavorable tariff treatment, well, our binary file can be sent to Vietnam, or it can be sent to Wisconsin.
Right.
So they're able to kind of like move pretty quickly.